Como ça va, YouTube? Danny here at Cajun Hydroponics, boy. Look, it's hot. When I say it's hot, sweating. Look, all my hair done fell out because of the sweat. But, had a good question. Mr. Robert at Homestead Aquarius asked, what defines double stemming? What does that mean? So, I figured what better way than to explain it. I know I talk about it a lot, single stem, double stem, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and talk about it in a video. That way, everyone understands. So you see, this is a mess right here. I need to come in this afternoon. I was hoping it would start raining at some point and I can come in here. But this plant has never been pruned. So what's gonna happen is, you see the suckers. Here's a sucker. Here's a sucker, there's another sucker, and then the main stem. So let's take a look. Well, look, here's a little bit better one. Okay, so your main stem comes right here. Usually you can tell your main stem right here. Usually you can tell your main stem because it's going to be the first one that has flowers. You don't always have to keep that one if it takes a while, and you get a better one that looks like it if you want a single stem. But that's usually the best structure for the plant to grow. So you see, sucker right here, it done grew out. Then a sucker on the back, and it's growing. As those suckers grow, they're going to continue to produce more suckers. Like right here, that's a sucker, that's a sucker. But the difference between a single stem and a double stem, or a triple stem if you choose to do it that way, you can keep as many stems as you want. But the difference between those is a single stem, you'd prune all those suckers and just leave the main stem continue to grow up. A double stem is you're still using the same plant with the same root ball, but you find you a good sucker that's growing well. Normally you want one that's pretty close to the bottom. You'll take that and you'll let it grow. You'll put it, then you'll start suckering everything off. Basically you end up with two plants on one root system. It doesn't stress if you have two. You can do this. You can do two single stems with one plant. I'm sorry, two single stems with two plants in the same bucket. But if you do that, then one plant's always gonna outgrow the other one, and when that starts happening, the one with a smaller root system is not going to be able to compete. So you're always going to have a smaller plant. So if you only have one plant inside with two stems coming off of it, then you're able to use the same root system to produce two stems, two sets of flowers at a time. It compounds, it basically doubles your production. Sometimes it can cause smaller fruit, but you end up with more poundage. And that's what I'm working with right here. The reason I'm doing single stem in the number 2 greenhouse and double stem in the number 1 greenhouse is I want to see how it works out with the airflow, with the size bucket, with the amount of solution I use, and along with the amount of pounds that I get. Along with the amount of pounds of vegetables, tomatoes that I end up off of it. It's not going to be 100% comparable because we're using the amelias over there and we have squash over here, but we're going to try to separate the tomatoes when we're picking and just weigh the big buckets that we're using. So that's about it. I mean, it's the same plant. You just leave one sucker grow and you start picking the rest of them off as the plant grows. Leave you two stems, string up two stems on the same root system. That's it. Got to get back to the raised beds. Lord, a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Don't know if we're going to have a video tomorrow or not with it. But for sure, we're going to have one tomorrow, Thursday morning, if not tomorrow. So, South Louisiana, boy, you got to love it. It's hot. I'm enjoying it. I'm working. Y'all have a good one. Y'all grow that later.